Welcome back to Splashdown Saturday, number 6. I'm DHVF, and I'm commentating you tonight with Gabe. And here we are finally at Losers Bracket Finals between Mitski Riders, who we just saw, and Run It Back, who we saw Mitski Riders play just 2 sets ago.
It's a funny Run It Back. It's a literal Run It Back.
And we will also be starting on Mahi Mahi Zones, the very first map that we saw these two teams play on in their set just 2 sets ago. So, what do you think you want to see here from the rematch, Gabe?
I think we're gonna say the same thing we did last time. The same comps and the same thing. Oh, it looks like we're going against Mitski Riders and Mitski Riders.
Yeah, as you see, we're changing around some stuff on the UI. But for Mahi Zones, I think what happened last night running back is they were able to cap the zone in spurts, but they were never able to fully get set up in mid, fully hold the zone for long periods of time. Every time they camped, Mitski Riders was able to cap back. And that wasn't sustainable enough. And eventually Mitski Riders had a small enough penalty to just go straight for the knockout. And I think I'm really interested to see how Running Back is going to be able to have solutions to be able to hold in mid longer, use their special especially more wisely, don't get caught out in 2v1s. So we'll see how Run It Back does in this rematch here.
Yes, Run It Back has said Run It Back, and they're literally running it back. Same
yeah.
Same map, same team. Give me 1 moment.
Yeah, and here it's also going to be a best of 5 as opposed to the best of 3 set that they played in earlier. So we'll see if these two teams can potentially get some more even set this time around with more opportunities to come back if they're down 1-0 or 2-0. Because I know that those first 2 games were close, but we'll see how it goes here. As this says, beginning on the side of Run It Back, you have a bucket, a pencil, a splash, and a vanilla stamper. A pretty standard comp that's very fight heavy. It has some potent specials. On the side of Mitski Riders, you have the vanilla range again. The zap, no pencil for Mitski Riders. The zap is key to play for them. And bucket and a shot. As you can see, 2 immediately go down on the side of Mitski Riders. Really good opening picks, and this is what Run It Back's potentially wanting. They're getting a chance to settle in the zone for the first minute. We'll see how they handle it. We'll see if Mitski Riders is able to kind of get back in potentially before the water drops or anything else. So we'll see.
Yes, we will. We will definitely see what happens here. But as we continue to look at the game, Run It Back here is holding the lead really well, like they did 2 sets ago here. But it looks like Mitski Riders is going to make a push here, trying to cap the zone, which they do, but 2 go down. Which they don't, and then they do with 2 go down on the side of not Mitski Riders. Run It Back here with Mitski Riders running into middle here, trying to hold the zone, but 3 go down. It's only the bucket. It looks like Run It Back is going to probably push in and recap the zone if they can.
We'll see here as Mitski Riders is actually able to hold on to it. They're still a good bit away from lead, but that pencil going down could help. The range also gets a good trade in the splash. They were not coolered, so it's going to be a long way back, but it doesn't look like the splash is coolered either, so it's still a good trade for them. And just like that, Mitski Riders is close to lead, only 10 ticks away. They have their cooler up, but here come the strikes from Run It Back. They can test zone, but it's not going to be enough to recap, and the Mitski Riders will retake the lead. As the bucket dives into the fray, gets a kill before going down. The crab is getting set up on the right islands, but is immediately shredded by the shot. Great play by Caden there to completely negate that crab. And now hop on the reply, get another kill on the stamper while you're at it. The pencil goes down on flat as well. At this point, 6-5. The Run It Back is out of time, and Mitski Riders has a great hold to get a pretty easy win over Run It Back for the 3rd straight time and first time for this set.
Yes, it is a knockout for Mitski Riders here. A knockout for Mitski Riders there. Sorry for the cutoff. I had to do something. But Mitski Riders here does get a knockout here, which is surprising, well, actually not really. It's the same outcome as it happened last time. Wait, no, it's not. Yes, it is.
It is, but
Yeah, it is.
it
Yeah.
just happened quicker this time around. I think that running back actually got a really good hold to start out the game. They won the opening push. They were able to get settled in mid, but Mitski Rotters right around like the 35 mark, they got strikes on the zone. They were able to recap, and running backs were able to contest a little bit. They never actually recapped the zone. And from there, it just kind of fell apart for them. It felt like, especially towards the end, like they felt a little disjointed. Like I felt like the crab came after the bucket had already died. Like it just kind of felt like they weren't really fighting too much as a team, and I think Mitski Rad is able to take advantage of that and get the easy knockout win.
Yes, but on that note, our second game here will be Tower Control AWA Art Academy. Um, this map is hard, especially on Tower Control, because of mainly just the path of the tower. As we know, it gets so incredibly close to the enemy spawn, pretty much right next to it, that it's just hard to really get a knockout on this map.
Yeah, for this map, it's all about that second checkpoint that goes right next to the bats of the enemy team. I think if you can clear that, you're in good shape for the rest of the match. But it's hard to clear. It's a very defense-heavy map. Those bats is a perfect defensive position for a team to set up on defending tower. It gives you high guard, gives you space to use specials, it gives you cover for like the enemy backline, or even just a short range weapon trying to get onto plat and make chaos happen. Like it's very hard to break through, but if you do break through it, you're sitting pretty. So it'll be interesting to see what playstyles these teams take here. As we get started here, it's the same comp for Mitski Riders: the range, the zap, the bucket, the shot. And it looks like it's also the same for run it back. They're running that comp back. And as you can see here, 2 for run it back drop towards the left stack and in mid, but they're going to be taken down pretty easily. But that's the sword and the bucket that both go down. And right now it's a 2v1 in favor of Mitski Riders as they get on the plat. The zap is there still, but they are back near tower with cooler. And it's a lot of people going down this opening fight. And it looks like Mitski Riders is able to get near the first check, but not going to be able to clear it. So a lot of action, but ultimately not a lot of points.
Yes, as Zuka does come out from Mitski Riders, the tower is slowly just stretching back to the middle here. But they do regain the tower as the shooter does go down by getting overtaken by a 2v1 there. As Mitski Riders is Zap is just holding the tower right here, being a great anchor player at the moment. But it looks like the Zipcaster is going to come out, getting one pick, doesn't get any more, but does get picked off to go down on the side of run it back here. This is a good chance for Mitski Riders to get a decent, even more points on the board than they already have here. Only 64 points remaining here. So this Mitski Riders here looks like they're just trying to stall out, get picks, and then take lead as they do reach checkpoint 2 here. As
Mitski Riders has forced 2 separate 3 downs there, and they easily cleared that critical second checkpoint. And there's 3 down again. Mitski Riders is continuing to get their kill streaks, and they have run it back on the ropes here. So they get that tower to the final checkpoint. The tri-strikes are coming out. There is 2 down on the side of Mitski Riders, so it might fizzle out here, but they do get past that third checkpoint. And 2 down again on the side of run it back. They just keep going down. That tower is inching closer and closer to a knockout. And they're able to save it for the time being, and as 3 go down on Mitski Riders. There's still the shot that's hanging out there on their bats. We'll see if they can force any jumps. They're just going to be there on their own. But for now, it looks like Mitski Riders, while not knocking out and not being able to finish the job, they forced a lot of separate kills, a lot of staggers on run it back, and they were able to get it to a lead that's going to be very hard to break on this very defense-heavy map. As you can see now, the tower making its way back to mid. Running back does have 3 specials. They have a crab, they have a strikes, and they have a zip caster. Well, it'll be interesting how they use that as the pencil goes down and the stamper also goes down. Were they cooler though? They were, so they do retain that zip caster. But Mitski Riders is just reasserting their control over mid after that brief period of respite that Run It Back found after their push whittled down. So we'll see here as the bucket of Mitski Riders kind of sharking behind that wall on plat, now moving back down below bats. And Mitski Riders looks like they're going to try and push again. I think they want to see and try and if they can get that knockout again.
Yes, Mitski Riders is trying to get that. Alright, and there's still a minute 50 left in the match. Still a lot of opportunities for both teams. Mitski Riders is disappointed about their loss in winners finals, so they are trying to get a spot into grand finals here. But I just realized the Stamper has the exact same name as me.
Yeah. As you can see, Mitski Riders, they have a 2-down situation, a 3-down situation here, as they have a crab set up. They were going to need to get some more specials. Ooh, but the range gets a brutal kill on the Tower Rider there, and they get another kill. That's 2 straight kills by the Range Blaster on Mitski Riders, and they continue to lock it down. So Mitski Riders is able to play excellent defense there, and is now able to turn the other way around and have some aggression on the plat, run it back. As they now have firm control, they have a way break up. They have 3 people up there, and Range is going to continue to poke, force that bucket to go back. They do eventually go down along with the shot, but that was a great defense. Running back did manage to get past that first check, but not much more. And with 47 seconds left, a lot of ground to make up. Running back needs more than just 76. They need to get faster. Right now, Mitski is still pushing with the tower on the opposite side of the map from what running back needs. It's do or die. It's game like do or die time. Very close now for Run It Back.
It is an uphill game from here. Run It Back has to take the tower and just hold it for the time being, or they do not win here. And Mitski Riders will go to and if Run It Back can hold it and go into overtime for long enough, they can win. But it is 10 seconds remaining. It's an uphill battle. It's gonna be a hard time if they do not get on that tower immediately. With only 3 seconds
get on
remaining,
tower to begin with, but the strikes are there, and a great GG strikes play by Mitski Riders between the strikes and another person coordinating with them to get on the tower to prevent overtime from getting started before it began. And Mitski Riders takes a commanding 2-0 lead after 2 very, very nice wins in which they kept the aggression up very nicely and left Run It Back without many answers.
Yeah, I think Mitski Riders is locked all the way in at the moment. They are on try hard mode. It is a Run It Back kind of situation here, and they are ready to win it like they did last time. But on that note, our third game here will be Clam-Bait Scorched Gorge. I have not seen a single Scorched Gorge map until now.
Yeah, this map can get a little frisky at times. It's another one of those snowballing maps where it can be defensive until it's not. I think if they can get a couple specials in that basket area, if they can kind of push teams back from behind the basket into like a staggering situation where like they just don't have the manpower to defend the basket, it can get ugly real quick for teams. So they gotta really be careful to make sure they don't get like a strikes or a kraken or whatever in that basket area. So it'll be interesting to see how Run It Back can respond after 2 tough losses here.
Yes, after 2 tough losses, they're going to have to run it. They're going to have to run it back. If you know, they're going to have to run it back really well here. Scorched Gorge is going to have to. Scorched Gorge is definitely one of those maps that is crucial, and I mean crucial, to the game.
Yeah, I mean, Run It Back cannot afford to lose another game for the rest of the set. If they lose here, they are out of the tournament altogether. And Mitski Riders will be advancing to have a rematch with the team they lost to. Well, let me pull up the bracket here. To Death Race for Love. So we'll see if Mitski Riders can punch their ticket and get some sweet revenge on Death Race for Love and win this next game here. But for now, they gotta focus on Scorched Gorge Clams.
Yes, they do. So, as we wait, do you have any thoughts on this map or any tips that you could give to any players that are recently starting into comp?
No, for this map, I mean, you just gotta be careful not to get overwhelmed. Like going 3 down, even 2 down at times, it's a death sentence here, more so than usual. As you see, Mitski Riders switching from a range blaster to a vanilla blaster with bubble. That bubble could be very deadly if put by the basket. I do like that pick for Mitski Riders personally. And instead of Run It Back, you have a vanilla Nautilus with Point Fencer and Inkstorm. I have not seen that from them all tournament so far. So we'll see how they can utilize that Inkstorm. with along with the splash, bucket, and pencil. The bucket goes down, as does the blaster for Mitski Routers, and we're forcing an early 3-3 neutral situation. Make that a 2v2 as two of the shooters go down on each side. But it doesn't look like anyone's fully asserted control over it yet. There has not been a team fight that has won. Still very even. Another two go down, say Mitski Routers, but not for the bucket. Goes down from Run It Back. So Run It Back looks like they're settling in the mid here as the NZAP from Mitski Routers is pushed back to the basket area along with two others. So we'll see what Mitski Routers can, or we'll see what Run It Back can do now that they have control of mid. They have a crab ready. We'll see when they want to pop that. They have control of top mid, which the pencil can use to potentially poke out some people. As you see the Nautilus there, using the high ground to take out the blaster. They're back quickly, but still a good play. And now you can see Mitski Routers moving back into the mid and the middle of the map with a potential to score here.
Yes, Mitski Routers does go ahead and take that score and gets I think, another clam ball and a couple extra clams into the basket. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But Mitski Routers, yes, does take a pretty decent lead, getting half the points down only by one. One left here. They are going to Rain does come out on the side of Run It Back here. They are trying to re-control mid here, trying to get their clams back up and hopefully trying to get a score here. But Mitski Routers does go 2 down, and so does Run It Back, but Run It Back is holding the middle. They are 1 away from getting a clam ball, which they do. Tri-strikes do come out on the middle, preventing anything. 2 goes down, including the ball, but it gets re-picked up by the slosher. Run It Back is going to jump out. This is crucial for them.
And just like the beginning of the game, Run It Back had control of mid, but they were forced out, and now it's Mitski Routers' turn to push. And last time they pushed, they got to 51. You see the tri-strikes all come out simultaneously there, but it's not going to be enough as they have a bubble set up there. It's a great bubble placement. The easy score there for Mitski Routers, and they're not done. They only have a penalty of 1. They might try to add on to this. They have people near the ramp, but Run It Back does a good job of clamping down on any extra points. So Mitski Routers does not get extra points for that push there, but that penalty is lower if they do want to push again. Run It Back does force a 2. I'm sorry. Run It Back does force a 2-down situation here, so they're free to move into mid. It looks like. I think there's 2 or 3 people on the right side of the map now. All 4 are back, but looks like the Nautilus is going to try mixing it work. Does not see anything and wisely jumps out to save their Inkstorm and their life.
Yes, as we see, Run It Back here does have a clam ball and a pity clam ball at the same time, but Mitski Routers here is holding the middle really well as the cooler does come out, giving them a slight cooler advantage. Make sure they can keep their specials after they die. 2 go down on the side of Mitski Routers here. They do have the tri-strikes, which they can use. The slasher does get picked off here. Run It Back is pushing, making a decent push here with the tri-strikes. They are trying to hold it off. Mitski Routers is trying to hold it off, but they go 3 down, and it doesn't look like they can do much with tri-strikes coming out here. No, the ball goes down, but one gets in. They're trying to get the other one, but it doesn't look like they're going to, with Mitski Routers preventing it with 3 down on the side of Run It Back. There's only 55 seconds. They are going to have to make another push just like that.
Yeah, I thought Run It Back was going to get a serious push there. I mean, they had a crab set up in the perfect position when a crab on for this map. They had 2 power clans, they were only able to get 1 in and no extra clans after that. But the push fizzles out. They only got to 80, as the bucket does get 2 kills, but not before Mitski Routers can score again, increasing their lead. We'll see if they choose to tack on more, and it looks like they won't, as their lone person in mid is retreating. But the range who jumped in from that zap who was retreating does get a quick kill to stagger Run It Back and put them in a very difficult situation with 21 seconds left. You see the knot trying to fire on top mid, clears that of Mitski Routers. They're 2 down now. You see one of the shooters trying to fight the knot here. They fall back. There's a jump there. Can the knot capitalize on that? They cannot, as now Mitski Routers is getting all of its men back in the mid, and now they're going to try and force a 3-down situation here. And it doesn't look like
it is in overtime. They are protecting that ball with their life, and it doesn't look like they're going to get in. And Mitski Routers takes losers finals, and they will be moving on to the grand finals here. It will be a second rematch between another team. This has been an amazing tournament so far through what I've seen. Wow! I was not expecting a three-game sweep with Mitski Marauders and running back. I was expecting to at least see one win from running back. That feels so horrible.
Again, similar to the games you've seen from these two teams earlier, running back had its chances. Like, there were times where they had control of it, but they just couldn't capitalize. And huge props to Mitski Marauders, who were continually forcing stagger kills on running back, who never really got their push start, especially at the very end when they had the chance of rushing the mid, maybe get some clams, maybe get some specials going. But no, I mean, they won that fight with the Nautilus on top mid. And from there, they kind of snowballed their way all the way to another push, and eventually force run it back into a corner, which they could not get out of. So really, really good couple of games from Mitski Marauders as they try and get some revenge on Death Race for Love here in the grand finals coming up soon.
Yes, but yes, we will be taking another very short break. Like I said the last time, go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you have to do. But we will see you for grand finals very soon.